So to celebrate the fact that I have 6 subscribers now, I have brought out another video. Woohoo! It's Science Guy! Woo woo woo! Anyway, so let's do a recap very quickly. So last episode we looked at the basic structure of an animal cell. And we looked at 3 main parts. So let's say the first part was the nucleus. Okay, so a nucleus controls the cell and contains the genetic material or information. The next bit we looked at was cytoplasm, and cytoplasm is where all the chemical reactions happen within the cell and keeps the cell alive. Third one was cell membrane, okay, and that allows substances in to the cell and out of the cell. I used this analogy the other day with one of my students, and I said think of the cell membrane as the bouncer of a nightclub. It lets things in, it lets things out, or turfs things out sometimes. So that was a very, it's quite a basic way of putting it, but I quite like it. Let me know what you think about that. Now, we're going to move on. So we're going to look at specialised cells now. Now, most organisms are made up of lots of different cells. Okay. Now, some of these cells are specialised. Okay, that means they carry out a particular function or a job. Okay, so cells that carry out particular functions and jobs are known as specialised cells. Now, specialised cells have some differences, okay, to their structure, which allow it to carry out its function. Okay, now we call those differences adaptations. Okay, so those differences in specialised cells are known as adaptations. Now, looking at certain adaptations, if we take some specialised cells, some specialised cells are good at working on their own. Okay, one example of that being the sperm cell. I get too excited. So yes, sperm cells are good at working on their own. Other such specialised cells are the muscle cells, okay, and they're adapted at working in groups, okay. That's a bit basic, okay, and we will at some point go further than that, but just for now, muscle cells work in groups. So if we take, for instance, so we're going to look at some examples now, and I've got some pictures for you. Okay, I'll just get them up. Now we're going to look at three specialised cells today. Okay, first one being the sperm cell. Hopefully, can you see that? Yes, you can see that. Right, so the sperm cell, it carries basically, it carries the genetic material, or the male genetic material, to the egg cell. Okay. Now, some of its adaptations, okay, are, and you can see, if I can see it, yeah, you can see there, it has a tail. Okay. Now, saying it has a tail is quite simplistic. Okay. It's got a few names. You can see the name there. What do they call it here? Axial filament. Okay. Can be called a phalangulum. All right, but for entry level and foundation GCSE, tends to get referred to as the tail. Now the tail, okay, putting it simplistically, in a simple way, it moves side to side. Okay, the tail moves side to side, basically swimming, okay, side to side, and it propels the sperm cell towards the egg cell. Now, the actual movement, would be in a corkscrew sort of motion. If you think about how a corkscrew goes into a cork when you put it into a wine bottle, or in another way, think of a propeller of a boat. Okay, think of a propeller of a boat, and yeah, it propels it forward like a boat. You'll notice it's got a head section. Now in the head section it has chemicals that when it gets to the egg cell, it enables it to break down the outer layers of the egg, enabling that sperm to join with the egg, okay, or the egg cell. You'll notice it has a large nucleus, all right, and as we know, nucleuses contain genetic material. Okay. Now, if we move on, we'll get the other example up. Bear with me. Okay. Now we've got a very basic diagram of, and hopefully you can see it, of muscle cells. Okay. Now, putting it in a simple way, muscles pull on bones, enabling them to move. Right? Without muscles, you can't move. Okay. Now, muscle cells can, or they do, work together in groups, allowing your muscles to contract. So contract means to shorten, okay, and or relax. Now, when we think of muscles, they are antagonistic. So when one muscle is working, another one relaxes. So a bit like your bicep. Ooh, look, gun show, boom, okay. That one's contracting, this one's relaxing. I've now relaxed, that's contracted, okay. So they're antagonistic, or antagonistic pairing, okay. Hopefully that's made a few of my colleagues happier with me explaining that. Now, the next one. Next cell we're going to look at, and the last cell we're going to, specialised cell we're going to look at. Okay, so here you have a nerve cell. Okay, now this nerve cell, it's not labelled, but if I just point out, oh crikey, I'm moving it. In fact, I'll just leave it there. Okay, now the nerve cell is basically your telephone line. If you were to liken it to anything in the real world, it's like a telephone line. It sends messages all over your body, a bit like telephone lines sending messages, or you know, you're able to phone one end of the country to the other. Nerve cells allow different parts of the body to talk or communicate to other parts of the body. Now, they do that by electrical signals or impulses. Okay, so electrical signals known as impulses. You'll notice that they are long and thin, so that, you know, it helps them carry impulses across large distances. Okay, they are so tiny. You know, you think about it, absolutely tiny. You can only see them with a microscope, and they have to take messages long ways. Now, you'll notice that they have sort of projections. So just there, so these little projections, they're known as dendrites. Okay, now, and you'll notice that up here as well. Okay, now they're dendrites. Also, you'll see the nucleus just there. Okay, so you know these projections. Now, they allow them to connect to other nerve cells. Okay, so those projections allow them to connect to other nerve cells. Now, hopefully, oh well, that is it. That's it for today's episode. Hopefully, you found this informative. You know, if you're doing higher level GCSE, you'll want to push on a bit more from this. Okay, if you're looking at foundational entry level, then you know this is a great place to start. You know, you've got to start with the basics, and then you can push on and progress your knowledge. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Hopefully you have found it helpful. Please leave comments in the comment section. negative or positive. Constructive criticism, always gratefully received. What am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? Do you agree with what I'm doing, or do you think stop it? Let me know. If you have liked the video, please give it a like. Subscribe to my channel, and I'll produce some more videos. See you on the other side.